everything. I've got my pencils, I've got my extra long measuring tape, mini measuring tape, pad and pen. Perfect. And right on time. Hello, please do come on in. I love what you're wearing. It's really, really nice. Please come on in. Yeah, you can just pop your coat up there. That's fine. There's still a bit of a little nip in the air, isn't there? Yeah. Spring weather hopefully will be with us very soon though. Absolutely. Please come on over. Oh, well, it's lovely to meet you. I'll give you a little handshake. Lovely to meet you. I'm Lucy. We spoke on the phone. Oh, you're very sweet. You're very sweet. It's always a little bit funny, isn't it, when you don't know who you're really speaking to on the phone and then you meet face to face. Absolutely. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you with me today. We're going to be doing a lovely detailed measuring and a bit of a sketch as well of yourself, all ready of course for your bespoke sculpture. Yes, it's very exciting. Now, I know you mentioned that you had been measured before. It's quite a few years ago, but you've never had a sculpture made of yourself. And you did explain to me that this is just something that you thought, why not? Absolutely, life is far too short. Indeed. Now, I've popped down there some fresh orange juice for you, freshly squeezed by these bare hands. I've also popped some water. It's just infused with a little bit of lemon. I do rather like the citrusy vibes for this time of year. But if you'd prefer a tea or a coffee, are you sure? Okay, perfect. Now you have got a little stool just behind you there. You're welcome to perch on that at any time. We'll take our time with the measuring. I want to particularly focus today on a lot of details around the face, okay? And then getting a general idea of the body proportions, of course. Fantastic. You did, of course, send me over some pictures as well via email, so I do have those to reference when creating as well. So if you're happy to begin, we can start just as you are. For the main body part, I may just have to ask you just to remove your top, just so I can get nice and close to make sure that all the measurements are accurate. Wonderful. Okay then, shall we get started? Perfect. Well, I'm going to be using I call it my mini measure. To start with, I like to use this for the face. I do have a larger measure for the body. So, just stay nice and still. You can talk to me, that's absolutely fine. You can, of course, not as well. But I'll be able to get the details anyway. So I'm going to be measuring in centimetres and millimetres. Okay. And we'll begin. So I'm going to start with a nice up and down. Okay. It's going to make your eyes go a little bit funny. You tend to focus on the tape measure. I'm going to be jotting down in my little book just here as we go along. So, face. So we've got the top and side measurement. Oh, myself, I've been doing this for a number of years. Probably I want to say 7, 8. Yes, well, I've always loved something creative. Sculpture is something I came to a little bit later in life, but it just becomes so such a passion. I've always been into pottery, ceramics, so moving into much larger sculptures has been an experience, but I absolutely love it. So I'm very excited to do one of yourself. You're very welcome. Now I'm going to do a couple of diagonals, okay? Lovely. And remind me, did you have to travel far today? Oh, that's not too bad. I haven't been there, but I've passed the next town. Yes, it's a lovely area. Really nice. Have you always lived there? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Very nice. Absolutely. I think it's all about quality of life these days, isn't it? Yeah, just being happy with your surroundings. Definitely. Okay, or making the best of where you are anyway. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to move into some forehead measurements. Before I do that, I'm just going to take the circumference just of your head. Okay, coming round. Wonderful. Oh, dear. I need longer arms. Right, there we go. So when you were getting measured before, what was that for? If you don't mind saying, of course. Ah, for a suit. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Do you remember her name? Margot. Oh, do you know, I think I do know her. Terribly posh. Brother called Jeffrey. Yes, I know the one. I think she sort of went into semi-retirement. Yes, I have heard rumours she'll be coming back. I have. Yes, maybe you have to go and get another measurement. Just for the suit. It's quite an experience. Yeah, she's quite a character. Absolutely. Well, hopefully my measuring today will be a little bit calmer for you, a little bit nicer. Let's hope so. Okay, so we're going to move on to the forehead, as I said. I'm just going to come across the forehead now. Wonderful. And just measure the depth of the forehead. Beautiful. Lovely. Yes, I have to say I find measuring ever so relaxing. Yes, I mean when I'm sculpting, you sort of go into another place really, but when I'm measuring, it's almost, I don't know, sort of euphoric. It sounds a bit over the top to say, but it really does take your mind to a lovely place. It's very calm, very serene. So it's a pleasure to be measuring you. It is. Now I'm just going to be measuring the eye area. I'm going to start with the eyebrows. I'm going to take the total across. Lovely. Now obviously you mentioned you'd like to be cast in bronze. Excellent choice. It's a lovely way to sculpt. So what I'm going to do is obviously just pick out some of the features using different techniques within the bronze. I'll be using different tools to enhance things like the hair. So that's why it's so important, along with obviously the main measurements, to get these details, because the devil's in the detail. So now I'm going to be measuring between the top of your sort of arch of your brow, just down to the top of your lid. Okay, sorry, this may make your eye flutter a bit. Wonderful. And the other side. Perfect. You have very lovely eyes. You do. I love painting as well, and I particularly love painting people because of the eyes. The eyes really are the window to the soul. It's something, in a way, I do find, particularly with the medium of bronze, that sometimes it doesn't come across as well. They're very powerful sculptures and can be very, very beautiful. But if you at any point would also like an accompanying painting, then I can also provide that. Yes? It's fantastic, something to think about, of course. So moving on to the eyes, you can just carry on looking just straight at me, okay? I'm just going to start to do some of the details around the eye. I'm going to be measuring from the outer corner of the eye to the inner corner, and then I'm going to be measuring from the top of the eyelid down to the base of the eye, okay? So nice and still for me, keeping straight ahead. Lovely. Beautiful. And the other side. Lovely. And beautiful. And you mentioned there's no sort of timeline that you'd like this delivered by, but as I did mention to you, it's normally 3 to 6 months for commissions of this size. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Well, it will definitely be ready for then. Perfect. I'm going to measure just the sort of bridge of the nose, okay, or in between here and then sort of further down the nose, okay. So just measuring the distance just here. Perfect. And measuring across the bridge just there. Lovely. Wonderful. I'm just going to measure sort of just from the top of sort of the brows, just here, just down to the tip of the nose. Wonderful. Are you off anywhere nice at all on a summer vacation? Oh, lovely. No, I haven't been there. Have you been there before? Oh, that will be very, very nice. And how long are you planning to go for? Oh, I'm very jealous. Yes, nothing nicer than soaking in the sun for a couple of weeks. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm just going to do some measurements now involving the cheeks. Just coming out from the cheeks here, just taking it up just to sort of where the ears are. What am I looking for the word? Cheekbones. Dearie me, what is going on today? I know, do apologise. Right, let's move here. Lovely. Fantastic. I can hear some seagulls outside. Can you hear those? Yes. Always sort of reminds me of summertime, I have to say. Yes. There we go. And the other side. Wonderful. Whilst I'm here, I'm just going to do the jawline as well. Taking the jaw just to the middle point of the chin here. Lovely. And here. Beautiful. Got a lovely jawline. Yeah, really nice. Very strong. Yes, a lot of people would pay for that jaw. They would. Okay. Beautiful. So, I'm couple of last key elements. We're going to do the lips, and then we'll be doing the sort of the lips, the chin, and then the ears. Okay. So, oh yes, please have a drink. Yes. Oh, it's good. Good, good. Sometimes it can be a little bit too tangy, can't it? It's just sort of the taste of summer. Absolutely. My favourite actually is orange and mango juice. Very, very nice. Although I have to admit, I've never juiced a mango. No, one for the bucket list perhaps. But anyway. Okay, so we're going to do the lips now. So I'm just measuring from the top of the lips down to the bottom. Beautiful. I'm going to measure from the outer corner of the lips. Lovely. And I'm going to measure the sort of the top of the lip and the bottom lip, just the depth of them. Just like to be nice and accurate here. Wonderful. Now, obviously we'll discuss sort of the position and the pose of the sculpture. Do you think that you'd like to be smiling, just have a sort of quite a neutral expression? Have you had a thought about that at all? Sorry, point 2. Yes. Okay. Yeah, not a problem, not a problem. What I do like to do is I like to do a little bit of a 3D render, actually, before I start. Yes, takes me back to my CAD days during my A-levels. I know, but it's nice to have a little bit of a mock-up. Yeah, so I can always do a couple of options for you. Fantastic. Okay, so last but not least, with the sort of facial and head area, we're just going to do the ears. I'm going to measure the top to the bottom of the ear, and then I'm going to do the lobe and just the sort of width of the ear. Okay, so I'm just going to come round here, just come round to the side a little bit. Okay, and what I'm going to do, just measure that top to bottom. Lovely. And I'm going to measure the width. Fantastic. And measure the lobe. Wonderful. Okay. And I'm just going to make a note of that without sounding too creepy. I rather do like the earlobe. There's something extremely soft and touchable about an earlobe. Just a me thing, perhaps. Do you? Oh, okay, that's slightly more comforting then. Yes. Don't worry, I don't just go around feeling people's earlobes. That would be more disturbing. Yes. But now I like an ear. It's a very interesting thing to sculpt as well. I did actually do a sculpture genuinely just of an ear. Yes, I've done an ear, I've done a foot, and I've done a hand. Yes, but the ear was particularly interesting because of the little sort of details in the inner ear. Okay, so we'll do the other side and then we'll move on to our bigger tape measure and do some body measurements. Wonderful. Okay, so just coming around here. Fantastic. And measuring just here. Lovely. And measuring across. Beautiful. And measuring that lovely lobe. Okay. Fantastic. Okay then. That is that all sorted. Turn over to a fresh page and we will start on the body. Okay, so let's get our rather big tape measure here. And for the body, as I mentioned, just particularly the upper body, would you mind just removing? Is that okay? You don't have to want to do whatever you feel comfortable with. Fantastic, thank you. Just give you a moment. Yeah, you can just pop it there, that's fine. Lovely. No, it is it's nice and sort of neutral, warm in here, isn't it? Not too hot, not too cold, not too warm. Good, good. Somebody called me the Goldilocks of heating. Yes, I just like it, just a nice temperature. But when we're sculpting, it does need to be a little bit cooler. Yes, you don't want the material going too soft. Anyway, so what we're going to start with is I'm going to come across and do shoulder to shoulder. But to begin with, I'm going to do the neck. So around the neck. Lovely. And I'm going to do just sort of from under the chin to sort of the base of the neck. Oh, sort of hay fever season, isn't it? I find myself a little bit sort of sniffly. Yes, it's the time of year, isn't it? There we go. Wonderful. So are you all ready for your holiday? Any last minute bits that you need to get? Oh, you're very organised. I envy you. Yes, I am a bit of a last minute packer. In fact, I found myself on my last holiday having to remove a large amount of items the morning that I was due to go, due to the fact that I had weighed the suitcase incorrectly. Yes, I sort of hadn't put it fully on the scales, and it was a good probably 6 to 7 kilograms heavier than it should have been. Yes, so a bit of a nightmare when it comes to that. Right, okay, we're getting all tangled here, but we're fine. Now I'm going to measure the shoulders, okay. Lovely. Wonderful. Lovely. Now I'm going to measure down the arms, okay? So you don't need to stretch your arms out. I actually like the arms in quite a natural, relaxed state. I feel like if we extend the arm, we tend to sort of elongate, obviously, the muscles and any sort of fat our arms have as well. So I just want you to relax the arm, neutral position. I'm going to measure from the top of the shoulder here down the arm. Lovely. There wouldn't be much to measure with my arms, as I do have famously quite short arms. No, I do, honestly. I may look like I have normal arms, but no, they are rather short. And I do like to do climbing, not just sort of random climbing on furniture, but indoor bouldering. Yes, and I do find the short arms sometimes means I have to do a little bit more of a stretch with my legs, which are also famously short. But anyway, okay, we're going to come round your bicep here. Lovely. And I'm just going to do a measurement around your forearm. Oh, it's really good fun. Yeah, the climbing's very good fun, very good for strength. Obviously with my sculpting, actually people don't realise it's very sort of physically demanding, to be honest with you, especially when you're working with large pieces. So it's really helpful to develop those arm muscles and build that strength without having to lift heavy weights. Exactly. Do you have an interesting hobby, or are you a fan of the gym? Nice. Yeah. Absolutely, you've got to do you. Yes, my friend and I always say to each other, you got to do you, boo. Which is a rather cringe phrase, but one I do like to remind myself of sometimes. You gotta do what's right for you. Absolutely. So I'm going to measure the other arm now. So measuring down here. Lovely. Okay, measuring around the bicep. What I do like to do is I like to work in a different material to actually produce almost like a sort of pre-version of the actual final sculpture. Especially for larger pieces, the material is very expensive, so it's important for me to make sure that the proportions are right. So I will do a sort of general one before I get started with the main thing. And just the forearm. Fantastic. Beautiful. Now I'm going to do round the middle and chest. I seem to have very much lost some very normal words today. Yes, I don't know what's going on. I know. Perhaps it's the time of year. I'm not sure really. That's not a good excuse, is it, for forgetting words? No. Right, let's go around your chest here. So, just measuring across the pectoral muscles here. And do a little wiggle down. A little wiggle to your middle. But will the middle solve the riddle? I can't help myself with that. As a catchphrase fan, that phrase does come out quite a lot in very irrelevant situations. Okay, and I'm gonna wiggle it down further to around the stomach, and just do a nice inhale for me and breathe out. Lovely. No, it's better to be in your relaxed state. What happens is, particularly with sculptures that are out of proportion, a lot of the time it's because they're not in the true form to the actual sort of client. Sort of bits have been taken off here and there. When you're doing a piece that's meant to represent yourself, obviously you want it to be favourable to you, but you also want it to be true to you and represent you. And you have a great body, so we want to show it off. Absolutely. So we're just going to measure around the hips now. Lovely. That's great. Okay. Now, just for the lower half, would you mind removing the trousers? Is that okay? Thank you so much. You're very welcome to pop your top back on though. So yeah, that, and obviously that is there. Good. What was it? Yes, 0.7 on that one. Around there. Beautiful. Okay. Lovely. Okay, so for this, what I'm going to be doing is taking an outside leg measurement, an inside leg measurement around the upper thigh, around the knee, around the calf, and then just around the ankle and the length of the feet. Okay, so we're going to drop down the leg first. Perfect. Happy for me to do the inside leg measurement? Wonderful. Just bend slightly for that. Drop that down. Perfect. Okay. Obviously, in the pictures you provided me, you did provide the pictures from all angles. It's particularly helpful with the legs. The legs obviously come in different shapes, but particularly with the thighs, I find getting that sort of proportion right, it's very important. So we'll just take some key measurements here, and then I'll be using the pictures for my main reference. Okay, so measuring around the upper thigh here. Wonderful. I do find the leg measurement on either side is similar, so I'm just going to obviously check the other side. Yes, just 0.2 millimetre difference. Yeah, so there you go. Got the same thighs. Okay, good. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to measure around the knee, around the calves, and then I'm going to do some measurements on the feet, okay? So I'm just going to do that now, alright? So, to begin with, let's go around the knee. Wonderful. And I'm just going to check the other knee. Now, funnily enough, my knees are different in size. Yours is only about a centimetre different. Okay, just going to drop my pad down here with me. Note that down. Fantastic. And I'm going to do the calf measurement. So coming around the calf here. Beautiful. And cross-referencing the other calf. Lovely. Let's make a note of those. Got very nice calves. Hope you don't mind me saying. Lovely. And I'm going to measure the feet, okay? So just measuring firstly the ankles, of course. Lovely. Wonderful. And now measuring along the foot. And what size do you say your feet were? Ah, okay, perfect. Along the foot and over the sort of width of the foot. Fantastic. Let me make a note of this. Sorry, what size do you say again? I've got a brain like a sieve at times. Oh, wonderful, okay. Perfect, me at the ankles as well. Lovely. Now this may sound a little bit odd, but I am going to take the measurement of your big toe. I am just because it gets everything else in proportion. So just taking the length of that. Wonderful. And we're just going to move on to the other side. So the length of the foot. Oh, that's the same. The width across. Yeah, we've only got millimetres, so out very, very tiny difference. And the length of the toe. Lovely. Okay then, right. Let me just make some final notes and then we can get on to a little generalised sketch. Perfect. Okay, so the final thing, which I almost forgot, of course, is your hands. So what I'd love to do is, could you just open your hands nice and wide? I'm just going to do the span of the hand, okay? Now, your hands are obviously not going to be positioned like this, but I like to get a general idea of the size of the hand. So if we could do that. Wonderful. Just on the one hand is fine. Now, could you just close your hand sort of like this? Lovely. And we'll do that across. Beautiful. And I'm going to do the measurement from the sort of base of the wrist up to the middle finger at the top, okay? Fabulous. That's great. And just show me your other hand. That's fine. Okay. Perfect. We're all good then. I'll just check the length of that finger on the other hand, but I'm guessing from looks it's the same. Yeah. Perfect. Okay then. Well, please pop everything back on. Make yourself comfortable again. Okay, I'm going to get out my pencils. This lovely little tin case here. If I can open this case, I did pop on some hand cream earlier today, and there we go. It does make things rather slippery at times. Lovely. Okay. There we go. I think we'll go with let's go with this one. Beautiful. Now this isn't anything official, but I'd just like to get a little rough sketch done. Oh, you're a very fast changer. No, that's all good, all good. So, do you want to have a go at doing a sort of little pose for me? Like that's perfect. Absolutely. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just do a very rough sketch. Beautiful. This is a really strong pose. Really nice, yeah. And this sort of expression as well. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's sort of thoughtful. Yeah, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that's nice, that is. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've got. Yeah, so typically speaking, what I like to do is a few preliminary sketches, just to get the idea of proportions. Then I move into my sort of first cast, as it were. I'll get you back in to check over that, check how you feel about it. We can make any adjustments, and then I'll do the final casting. Wonderful. What do you think about that pose? Yeah, we can try another one. Yeah. So do you want to test out maybe a new pose, new sort of facial expression as well? Oh, that's nice. Hold it there. Hold it there. Okay. Right. This one I like. Yeah, I have to say, the other one, great. This one just has a little bit of an edge. Yeah, and I sense you've got a little bit of cheekiness going on, which I like. You know, it's important for this to have your personality in. Absolutely. Beautiful. Look at this. This is so good. Lovely, I love this. Great. Wow. Okay, let me give you another look at this one. Is that more the one? Yeah, I agree. Has a little bit more personality. Yep. I think your arms, the sort of positioning there was really good as well. Legs look very natural, comfortable. Yep. Fantastic, fantastic. Now, obviously, we did discuss the sort of whether you wanted the sculpture to be clothed or not. Have you had any more thoughts about that? Yeah. Au naturel. Perfect. No, absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of, I'm just going to take one extra measurement. I did your hips, but I'm just going to take round the gluteus maximus. Is that okay? You can stay as you are, that's fine. Let me just do that now. Lovely. Sorry, I think that was the only measurement I forgot. Just pop that down there. Lovely. Perfect. Well, that is everything. It has been an absolute pleasure today. Yeah, it's been so nice to meet you and have a little chat. Of course. Drop my pencil there. There we are. It's all going to pops now. Well, I'll get you back in, as I said, as soon as I've done that sort of first one. And that should be in about a month's time. And then we'll go from there. Does that sound okay? Oh, of course you're right. So maybe more nearer to 6 weeks? Yeah? No, that's no problem at all. I'm in no rush to get your sculpture out the door, so it's absolutely fine. We can work with your timeline, okay? Wonderful. Yes, it's been lovely meeting you too. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Obviously enjoy your holiday. I look forward to hearing all about it, and I'll see you very soon. Oh, wonderful. Yes, don't forget your coat as well. I know, one of these days, hey, in the next few weeks, I'm sure we won't be needing a coat. No, or you won't be needing it on holiday. Absolutely. All right. And you. Bye then. Bye. Right, just get tidied up. And just go ahead and pop on the kettle, I think. And I'll stop to mock this up. Lovely.